Hello everybody, welcome to the next game in the 1969 pennant chase. We're at September the 14th. We're at Busch Stadium where the Chicago Cubs come a-calling on the Cardinals. And we look at the updated standings. Mets and Cubs are tied. Pittsburgh clean on life support here at 6.5 games back. San Fran, with that big win over Cincinnati yesterday, has jumped them to take first place. Cincy a half game back, LA 2.5 back, and Atlanta 3.5 back. Cardinals, again, they're here, but they're not on the list, but they're here because they're playing the Cubs. And actually, the next game on the September the 15th will be still in Busch Stadium because they're going to be playing the Mets. So even though the Cardinals will not have playoff aspirations, they certainly will make an impact on who does make it because of their times playing the Cubs and the Cardinals. Let's bring the score sheet in for the starting lineups. And we are looking at Don Kessinger at short, Glenn Beckert at second, Billy Williams in left, Ron Santo at third, Ernie Banks at first, Jimmy Hall, just acquired from the Yankees, is in center, Jim Hickman in right, Randy Hundley catching, and Ken Holtzman, the lefty, on the mound. Cardinal lineup pretty standard, except with a lefty on the mound, they have benched Vada Pinson in favor of Byron Brown. So we have Lou Brock, Curt Flood, Julian Javier, Joe Torre, McCarver, Shannon, Byron Brown, a righty, Dal Maxfield, and Bob Gibson. So let's give a final check of the score sheet, make sure everything fits into place, and it certainly looks like it does. The Cardinals won this game in real life 2-1. So we'll see if we get a pitching duel just like it was in real life or not. Looks like everything is copacetic as I'm looking through the camera. A little dust on there. Not the camera, but the phone. I don't have a camera, I have a phone. That's what I'm using as my camera. I'm low budget. I'm not able to afford all these fancy cameras. So, all right, Lou Brock. Lou Brock will lead it off against Ken Holtzman. And of course, with the Cubs red and Cubs blue and the Cardinals red, just the standard red, white, and blue dice back to normal. And of course, after this game is over, we will have the ticker to play the remaining of the games from today, which will include Houston, Atlanta, San Diego, LA, Pittsburgh, New York, and Cincinnati, San Francisco. Those are all on the docket. So let's get ready to get down to some baseball. Doing a final check. Everything looks like it's okay. So I can have a seat and we can get ready to go. Lou Brock leads it all. I'm sorry, I got it backwards. I got so excited to get everything straight that I got the wrong teams in line here. It's actually, we're in Busch, so that means the Cubs hit first. So Don Kessinger will step up against Bob Gibson. And Gibson in the 69 season was 20-13 with a 2.18 ERA, and we are underway. 4-2. 4-2 is a strikeout chance. That's a 3, so Kessinger right away takes the whiff, and he's out of there, 1 away. For the second baseman, Glenn Beckert. Gibson, 5-4, another strikeout chance. That's a 13, much too high for Beckert. He'll get a swing on the house, 4-4, and he's going to ground it to second. Julian Javier flips to Torre. For 2 down, that brings up a sweet swinging Billy Williams. 4-3, and that is potential walk chance. 19, though, is way too high for that. Go to Williams, 6-3, split chance, but against a right-hander, kind of a reverse split here. He grounds it to first. Torre will take it to the bag himself. And the Cubs are gone here in the first with nothing to show for it. 3 up and 3 down. We go to the bottom of the first. Cardinals coming to bat. Cubs nothing. Cardinals coming up. Ken Holtzman, 17-13 with a 3.59 ERA on the 69 season. And it'll be Lou Brock to lead it off. Try to get something started for the Cardinals. 6-5. Holtzman's not tired, obviously, first bat of the game, so we skip that. Lou Brock, 6-2. He's going to line it to first. He hit it hard, but right at Mr. Let's Play 2, Ernie Banks, and there's 1 away. Bring up Curt Flood. 6-1. That's a range play at Busch Stadium. Going to Busch Stadium. 3-3. That's a single plus, so a single with a potential for a double, but the center fielder does get a chance on a range play to take that away. Jimmy Hall, he is a 3. Let's see if Hall can get to it. He cannot, so it's not going to be a double for sure. We have to check the extra base here for Flood. And Flood runs at a 5, so he's a 5 base running rating. Jimmy Hall is a +2 arm, so he will get second base automatically. No throws, not even going to be made there. It's a double for Curt Flood as he is on with 1 out. He will not try to steal, but since Holtzman does have pickoff numbers, we'll roll for Strat, and there's nothing happening. Julian Javier against Holtzman, 5-2, strikeout chance 15, way too high for that. Go to Javier, 3-5, and he's going to pop it up to short. Kessinger makes the play, 2 down, and now it's up to Joe Torre to get it done. If the Cardinals are going to get on the board. Nothing on the Strat roll. Holtzman, 3-6. Starliner gets a lefty, but Torre's a righty, so that's a blank. We go to Torre. 2-6 pops him up to short, so 2 consecutive pop-ups to shortstop, and the inning is over. So Holtzman pitched out of that 1-out double jam with 2 easy pop-outs to end the inning. We go to the second, no score. Ron Santo, borderline Hall of Famer, is up. 2-4. 2-4, we're going to Busch Stadium. Gibson on Busch Stadium, 5-6. That's going to be a single for Ron Santo. Singles past Javier at second base. Leadoff man is on. He has no attempt, but we will roll because there's some activity down here. And nothing going on. Here's Ernie Banks. 4-5, and that is a strikeout plus chance, so he gets Ernie Banks. Struck him out, 1 away. That will bring up the newly acquired Jimmy Hall from the Yankees. Started the year with Cleveland, went to the Yankees, and now finishes up the year with the Cubs. Strat roll, nothing going on. 3-4. 3-4 is a strikeout chance. That's a 9. He gets him. It's an 11 -1, but the 9 still fits. 2 down. So Hall is gone, and here's Hickman. Oh, meant to roll strategy roll, but I'm not going to worry about it. 1-4, blank. Go to Hickman, 4-3. And against a right-hander, that's a ground ball to first. Against a lefty, would have been a base hit, but he grounds it to Torre. Takes it to the bag himself. Inning's over. We go to the bottom of the second. No score from Busch. And Tim McCarver will lead things off against Holtzman. Lefty on lefty. 5-3, and that's a strikeout chance. 13, way too high for that. McCarver will get the swings. 4-3, ground ball to second. Beckert's got it. Flips to Banks, and there's 1 away for Mike Shannon. 3-6. Again, against a lefty, that's a star line, but Shannon's a righty, so it's a blank. Go to Shannon. 1-1, flies to left. 1 away, or 2 away now as Billy Williams puts it away. 2 down for Byron Brown, the right-hander. Only had 53 at-bats, but he's in there instead of Pinson because I guess with the lefty Holtzman, they wanted to give Brown a chance to swing away. Let's see, 6-2, double question mark against a right-hander. 1-8 is a automatic out. That is a 3. It is an automatic out. Let's see what it is. It's a 5, which is a fly to center. Ends the inning. So we go to the third, no score from Busch, and we may be getting that pitching duel that they had in real life, which was a 2-1 Cardinal win. So let's see what if the offense can rebound a little bit. Here's Gibson to Hundley. 1-5, that's a range play at Busch Stadium. 3-3, again, same roll we just had, 3-3, that's single plus. But again, well, this time it's the Cubs batting, so the center fielder for the Cardinals, Curt Flood, is a 4. If this is a 4 or less, he will take the hit away. And he does, so unlike his counterpart Hall, Curt Flood was able to get to that and take that hit away. And that'll bring up Ken Holtzman, the pitcher, a 150 hitter, reasonable hitter. He does bat right-handed even though he pitches lefty, so I got to keep that in mind. 2-6 strikeout chance, it doesn't really matter. He's out of there. 2 down for Don Kessinger. Gibson, 4-4. Kessinger's a switch, which means he's batting left. But, that's right. I was looking at, 4-4. Left is a blank. Right would have been a strikeout plus. Left is a blank. So Kessinger swings on the house. 3-1. He's going to fly to right. Put away out there by Byron Brown, and the inning is over. So that's what Brown could do for the Cardinals. What can Brown do for you? He did it for the Cardinals by catching that fly out. One down, or bottom of the third rather, to Dow Maxfield to lead it off. Not one down yet. 4-5, what it might be. 4-5 is a strikeout chance. 17's too much. So we go to Maxfield. 3-5. 3-5 is a question mark 9. Up through a 2 through 5 against the lefties is a hit. That's a 4, so it will be a double for Dow Maxfield. So Dow Maxfield gets the leadoff double, and that'll bring up Gibson. He is a good bunter, so they could try to bunt him over to third, although he does have a 12 home run against a lefty, but I think the prudent move here is to bunt. So we'll check Holtzman's card, see if there's a strikeout chance. 5-1, it is a strikeout chance, but when you bunt, you cut it in half. Plus, so his strikeout chance is only a 9. Minus a 1 is an 8, so 13's too much for that. No strikeout. So Gibson will get the bunt. And I need to get my chart. What did I do with my chart? I just had that a second ago. Let me get that out. Make sure I've got what I need for the bunt chart. Okay. Gibson is a 4. He becomes a 3 because the corners were in. A 7, though, on a 3 is a good bunt. And 3 is a first baseman. So it's a good bunt to the first baseman. So Ernie Banks will just take it himself and tag Gibson for 1 down. But Maxfield will go to third. So Maxfield is at third with 1 out. And the infield is going to be forced to come in against Lou Brock. No strategy roll because you're not going to pick any guy off third. 6-1, range play at the ballpark. Keep in mind, infield is in. So if we get an infield result, they're going to lose 1 on their range. That's a 6-1. It's a rare play, so that's going to override everything, I suppose. Rare play with men on base. We're going to go ahead and roll for that. And we get a 32. 32 says, with less than 2 outs, a shallow fly to center, resolve play as a F8 range play. There are less than 2 outs, so that fits. All right. If center fielder does not catch the ball, the lead runner gets a late break attempting to advance to the next base. Roll 1d6 versus the base running rating and the center fielder arm, plus center fielder arm if higher runner is out, otherwise safe. Okay, so it's an F8 range play. The first thing we're going to resolve is an F8 range play. And the range of the center fielder, Hall is a 3. And he does get to it, so he does catch the ball. Now, is it a sacrifice fly? That's the question. Let's see here. If center fielder does not catch the ball, the lead runner gets a late break. Okay, so he does catch the ball, so he will not get a late break, but there is a chance for a sacrifice fly. Now, Brock has a 0 sacrifice fly rating. However, Maxfield, his base running rating is a 3, and Jimmy Hall is a +2. That makes it a 5. So if this is a 5, anything other than a 6, and it'll be a sac fly. And it is, so it's a good sacrifice fly as they take advantage of the weak arm Jimmy Hall. So talk about manufacturing a run, a double, a sacrifice bunt, and a sacrifice fly. And the Cardinals lead it 1-0 on the Cubs with 2 down now, and the base is clear. Kurt Flood, 2-1 is a walk chance, and that will be enough. With his 14, that will be a walk. Now, he's got an attempt of 2 to try to get a jump. Does not. Nothing's happening. And that'll bring up Julian Javier with 2 down and runner at first. 1-6, that's a strikeout plus versus a lefty, but Javier's a righty, so it's a blank. Javier gets the swing. 6-6, star line 1, which is a ground ball to second to end the inning. But the Cardinals do get that run. Could be a big one. The way these pitchers are going, 1 run could be critical. We go to the 4th, it's 1-0 Cardinals. And Cubs get their second hacks at Bob Gibson. Glenn Beckert. 3-6, that's a potential walk. 15, way too high for that. Beckert will swing 4-4, ground ball to second. Javier's got it. It's the second time. He's grounded to second twice now. And that'll bring up sweet swinging Billy Williams. He grounded to Torrey at first base his first time up. Gibby, 2-1. Strikeout plus for a righty, but Williams is a lefty, so we skip it. That's a leaner, so I'm going to re-roll that. That's a 2-5. He's going to pop it up to second base. 2 down as Javier again makes the play for Ron Santo. 3-4, strikeout chance. That's a 12, too high. Santos, 6-1, star 3 is a ground ball to second, and Javier takes care of all 3 outs. So nothing doing for the Cubbies. We go to the bottom of the 4th, still 1-0. Joe Torre will lead it off. Torre popped to short his first time. 3-2, that's a walk plus, and that will be a base on balls to Joe Torre to start the inning. And now let's see, Torre has no attempt, so nothing's going on there. We'll roll strategy because of the possible pickoff. If we get a 20, we do not. So that brings up McCarver. 1-5 is a hit by pitch. He's a 3. He's a -2, so no hit by pitch. McCarver, 6-4, flies to left. 1 away. And that brings up Mike Shannon. Nothing on the strategy roll. 1-6. Shannon is a righty, so it won't be a strikeout plus. It'll be a blank. Shannon gets the swing. 5-3. He's going to pop it up to third. A lot of pop-ups in this game. 2 down for Byron Brown. Still nothing on the strategy roll. 1-1. That's a possible error. Brown, 5-2 is a single pass short. 15 here. Shortstop Kessinger's only a 6, so there's no error. But it will be an S6. And to get from first to third on an S6, you need a 5 base running rating, and Torre only has a 2. Even with 2 outs, he's only a 3, so he will stop at second base. Runners at first and second with 2 down for Dal Maxfield, who doubled his first time up and scored the only run of the game thus far. So Holtzman has to be careful. 1-1, another possible error. Maxfield, 4-6. Ground ball back to Holtzman. He's a 6, but that's a 12, so Holtzman will make the play, and the inning is over. So we go to the 5th here at Busch. Still 1-0 Cardinals. And Ernie Banks steps to the plate. Struck out his first time. 6-1, possible error if a throw is needed. Banks, 4-1, ground ball to short, throw will be needed. That's a 9. Shortstop error rating for Maxfield is an 8, so 9 does not fall within the 8 range, so it will be a good play, but just barely. 1 down. Here's Jimmy Hall. 5-6, that's a possible error on a grounder. 4-6, that's a liner right back to Gibson, so there's no error to worry about. Gibson will snag it. 2 down for Jim Hickman. 5-3, strikeout chance. That's a 2. He's gone. So Gibby doing all he can to help the Mets out by shutting down the Cubs through 5 innings. And Holtzman trying to match him pitch for pitch. Has struggled a bit, but has gotten through with only 1 run. Gibson, a good hitter, leads off. 3-3 against a lefty. That's an out. 3-3 against a righty is a blank. We go to Gibson. 1-5 is going to pop it up to third, and again, more pop-ups. Loads of pop-ups in this game, in this particular game. Not in inside pitch, but just in this particular game. Here's Lou Brock, 3-4, and that's a home run question mark against a lefty. That passes 1-19, makes that a 16. So Lou Brock is a 9. If this is a 9 or less, Lou Brock hits a home run. 16, he will not, but he does get to swing. 5-6, he will double instead. So it wasn't a home run, but he does double to left field. And he's in scoring position with 1 out. Roll for Strat. 17, nothing's happening. Here's Kurt Flood. Holtzman, 6-5. He's not tired, so no single. We skip it. Go to Flood. Oh, that one shot the coop, so I'll re-roll everything. That one shot the coop too. Boy, why is it doing that? 2-5. I don't know why I kept doing that. 2-5 is a split chance, which is a single past second base. So I believe Brock is bound to score. He's a 5 base running rating, so I would assume he would score on that. S4. Yeah, all he needs a 2, so he definitely scores. Single by Kurt Flood, and the Cardinals lead it 2-0. I don't know why I kept this thing here on the dice tray is pretty high up there. I don't know why they're so bouncy, but for whatever reason, they were. 2-0 Cardinals now, an attempt of 2 for Flood. but nothing's happening. So that'll bring up Julian Javier. 6-5, he's still not tired, so no problems with that. 5-1, it's a single to right field. So they're starting to get to Holtzman. Javier a single to right to go from first to third. You add 2 to the base running rating. Kurt Flood is already a 5, makes him a 7. And Hickman has a 0 arm, so he will make it to third with no throw. And that puts runners at the corners with 1 out. And with the score already 2-0, they're going to have to play the infield in, I believe. Actually, you know what? Torrey's got a 3, so they could be looking at a double play. They're going to play the infield halfway. They're going to look for the double play around the horn. So let's roll for Strat. Nothing happening. Holtzman to Torrey, 2-2, strikeout chance. That would help him, but he won't get it. 1-3, Starline 1, ground ball to second, could be a double play. He's a 3, they're halfway, makes him a 4. The pivot at short, Kessinger, is a 0. So 1-4, we got a double play that ends the inning. It's a 6, runners are going to advance. So it didn't matter how they played the infield. When you roll a 6, runners automatically advance on that. So it's going to be just a 4-3 ground out, as the only play that Becker can make is to first base. So the run scores is now 3-0 Cardinals, with Javier now at second base. 2 down. Here is Holtzman with the strategy roll. Nothing happening. Holtzman to McCarver. 2-5. That's a strikeout chance against a lefty, but 19 is way too high. McCarver 4-6. He's going to line it to first. Hit it hard, but right at Ernie Banks. But 2 runs come in, and the Cardinals lead it 3-0 as we go to the 6th. So they already surpassed their run total in the actual game. And they've given Bob Gibson a 3-run lead to work with. Got to check on Holtzman. He can face 29 batters. So far he has faced 23. And he is set to bat second this inning. So they may take him out and go for some offense. I think they probably will, because they do have expanded rosters, which means they have extra bullpen arms. So they will be going to a pinch hitter, and that will be all for Holtzman. He's only going to go 5 innings and give up 3 runs. So let's see who they got to pinch hit on the bench. They will go with Willie Smith. So Willie Smith will be the pinch hitter after Hundley bats. But Willie Smith will pinch hit for Holtzman. And then we'll check in the bottom of the inning to see who the pitcher is going to be. Cardinals will have, looks like righties up there, so most likely a righty out of the pen. All right, so Hundley against Gibson. 5-3, strikeout chance, 13 too much. Hundley, 1-2, flies to left. 1 away, and that brings up the pinch hitter Willie Smith, 246 hitter on the season. Gibson, 4-5. Possible error. 5-6, that's a fly to right. 15, error rating of Byron Brown is a 0, so he will make the play with no issues. 2 down for Don Kessinger, top of the order. And Gibson looks like he's large and in charge. Strikeout chance, but 12 is too much. Go to Kessinger, 3-6, fly to center. Going to end the inning. So 6 innings, and the Cubs can do nothing against Mr. Gibson. We go to the bottom of the 6th, and we need a new pitcher for the Cubbies. Like I said, it'll be right-handers coming up. So they will go to right-hander Rich Nye. Rich Nye, he does have long relief. He can face 8 batters, which means usually translate to 2 innings most of the time. He will be in. He's 3-5 with a 5.09 ERA and 3 saves. Rich Nye. And he'll be facing Mike Shannon. 6-4, and that is he's not tired, obviously, so blank there. 2-4. 2-4 is a ground ball to first. Banks takes to the bag himself, 1 away for Byron Brown. He'll stay in there because he's a good fielder. They got a 3-0 lead, so they're playing for defense, not for offense. 3-4, strikeout chance. He got him. 2 down. Dow Maxfield, the batter. Oh, that one shot the coop. Let's re-roll. 6-2. 6-2 is a home run straight up. But he's only a 2. That's a 10, so no home run. So Maxwell will swing. 5-5. He grounds it to short to end the inning. Getting a lot of dice jumping the ship here. I think RJL calls it Suda-dice, or Sua-dice, for like suicide, Sua-dice. So that must be what I have. Maybe they got some kind of jumping beans in them or something. I don't know. All right, Glenn Beckert will start the top of the 7th. Gibson can face 36 batters. He's only faced 19, so he's definitely in line for a complete game here, no problems. Gibson 2-5, range play. So we're going to Beckert for the range check. 5-1 is a star 6, fly to right. We're looking at the range of Byron Brown. He's a 4. So again, that's why he's in there, because he has good range. Pinson was only a 2 in right field. And both of them would have caught at that time, but nice to have that 4 out there. 1 down for Billy Williams. 6-5 as a blank on Gibson. Go to Williams. 6-2, question 7 against a right-hander goes to 16. That's a 7, which drops into the single range. So Billy Williams, a 1-out single. He will not, with the score being 3-0. Well, you know what? We'll see. He's got a temp of 12. Can he get a jump? He cannot. It's irrelevant. Here's Ron Santo. Gibson 4-3 is a potential walk. Santo 15 will draw the base on balls. So all of a sudden, the Cubs have a couple men on, and the tying run comes to the plate, and Ernie Banks. 1 long ball to tie this thing up. Strat roll, nothing happening. Infield halfway, 4-3. Another walk chance, but Ernie Banks will not walk. But he will swing. 2-5, ground ball to third, could be a double play. He's a 4. They're halfway, makes him a 5. The ground ball went to third base, which is the pivot, is second base, and that is Javier. He's a 0. So 1-5. Anything other than a 6, it's a double play. And that's what we have. 5-4-3 around the horn to end the inning. So just when the Cubs thought they were getting something going, Ernie Banks said, let's play 2, let's hit into 2, Ernie Banks. And that's what he did, hit into the double play. So now we go to the bottom of the 7th inning stretch. Cardinals still hold what seems to be a commanding 3-0 lead with Gibson on the mound. And he's certainly going to stay in there to hit. 1-5 is a range play. Go to Gibson's card. 3-6, fly to left. The range of the left fielder is Billy Williams. He's a 3. So Billy Williams needs to get to this. And he does. So Billy Williams makes the play. 1 down for Lou Brock. Nice 6-6 strikeout chance. That's a 6. Brock is out of there. 2 down. So Rich Nye, even though he has a high ERA, he is pitching well. He has retired all 5 he has faced. And here is Curt Flood. Actually, Nye's a lefty. I don't know why I brought him in thinking he's a righty. He's a lefty. Hope I didn't miss anything on that going forward. 1-2 is a blank. Here's Flood. 1-2 is a base hit. So Curt Flood gets the base hit. He's an attempt of 2, -1 from Nye, leaves him a 1. But nothing happening for Julian Javier. 4-3, hit by pitch. He's a 1, so no hit by pitch. Javier, 5-5, star 3 is a fly to right, and that's going to end the inning. And that's going to probably be all for Nye. I thought he was a right-hander. I brought him in, but he's a lefty. I'm totally missed that, but it worked out for the Cubs, fortunately for them. So Nye goes 2 innings, and I think that's going to be all for him. He is set to bat 4th this inning. So if anybody gets on, they would use a pinch hitter. Jimmy Hall is up. And the Cubs really don't have a whole lot on the bench. They used Willie Smith already. They do have Paul Popovich, but they want to save him to hit for the pitcher. He's a 284 hitter, but Don Young's only 239. Al Spangler, 211. Gamble, 225. Nate Oliver, 156. Ken Rudolph, 206. So there's not a whole lot there. So they're going to stick with Jimmy Hall. 4-3. That's a potential walk, and he will draw the base on balls to lead off the 8th inning. His attempt is a 4. That's a 20. Chance of a balk or a pickoff with a 1, 2, or 3. That's a 1. It's a balk on Gibson. So Gibson has balked. Gibson has balked. Hill goes to second base. We'll roll strategy, roll again. Nothing happening this time. So Hall is now at second base after the balk, and here's Jim Hickman. 3-6, potential walk, and he walks at a 16, -2 is a 14, but that is a 14. So Hickman will walk. And now Gibson's getting a little shaky out there. 2 on, nobody out for Randy Hundley. Nothing on the strat. 2-5, range play. Infield is at halfway. Hundley, 1-1 is a ground ball to short, so take away 1 from the range of Maxwell. He becomes a 3. See if he can get to this. A 1-3 to get to it. He cannot. It's a base hit. So turns into an S6. Instead of a G6, it's an S6. Jimmy Hall, to score from second on an S6, you need a 3 or better base running rating. He is a 4, so he will score automatically. Hickman, though, will not be able to get to third. You need a 5 to do that. He's well below the 5. Hickman only runs at a 3, so he will stay there. But the Cubs have got on the board. It's now 3-1, and now we'll get a pinch hitter for Rich Nye. So Nye will come out, and we will get that pinch hitter of Paul Popovich, a switch hitter who does hit .284 on the season in 204 at-bats. So Paul Popovich. And now all of a sudden the Cardinal bullpen is loosening as they have left-hander Joe Horner, their closer, loosening in the bullpen. He has 15 saves, and he may be called on to make a more than one inning save here. We'll see. First and second, 1 in, nobody out. Strategy roll for Gibson, nothing happening. Gibson to Popovich, 2-6 is a strikeout chance. He does not get him. It's too high. Go to Popovich, 6-6. He's going to fly to left, and that's 1 away, and the runners cannot move up on that. So everybody stays put. Here is Kessinger. Strat roll, nothing happening. Gibson 1-3. Kessinger is a switch hitter batting left, is a walk plus, so that will be a base on balls, and that will load the bases. So the bases are now loaded. Gibson has now faced 28 batters. He can face 36, so fatigue is not an issue, but his effectiveness could be. And with Billy Williams, a lefty, coming up next, they could go to Joe Horner on the next at bat. Well, we roll strategy because he does have that balk chance, but no balk. Here's Beckert. Infield is at double play depth. Halfway. 2-4 is the ballpark card. We're going to Busch Stadium for Beckert. 2-5. That's a single to left field. Single to left field for Beckert. That will score Hickman from third base. Have to check on Hundley. He's the runner at second. To score on a single to left, you add 1 to the base running rating. Hundley's a 3, becomes a 4. Brock has a 0 arm. So 1-4, and he will score. It's a 1, he does score, and since the red die is a 1, that means all the other runners get to move up on the throw. Because the white die is a 1, and all their base run ratings beat that, and the red die is a 1, which triggers us to go to that. So Beckert goes to second on the throw, and Kessinger will go to third on the throw. And we got a tie game at 3. Runners at second and third with still only 1 out. And now you wonder, do they bring in the lefty Joe Horner? They are certainly thinking about it, although you do have righties right behind him, but Gibson seems to just have lost it all here in this inning. So they're going to pull Gibson. He's not happy about it. He's given the manager the what for. I think it was still red Shandies. I could be wrong. I don't know. Don't remember. But Joe Horner will be coming on. And like I said, he is their closer, so he's going to try to give it the best he can to get out of this. So Joe Horner. Gibson is responsible for these 2 men on base, so he can't win it. He could lose it, but he can't win it. He's going to end up going 7 1/3, giving up 3 runs, and these 2 guys are his responsibility. The infield's going to have to come in. They have no choice. Roll for Strat because there's a chance of a pickoff at second. And it's got a chance, 1-4. They could pick off the runner at second. That would certainly help. And they do not. He gets back. So Beckert gets back just in time. Horner delivers to Williams, 6-5. That's a blank. We go to Williams' card. 1-3. He's going to line it to second. That could be a double play. Liner to second with runners at second and third. A liner to second base. Runners on second and third to second base. You need a 3 or a 4 3 or a 4 for a double play. A 3 or a 4 and they double him up. And they do not. So Becker gets back again. Boy, living dangerously, but he got back. And now first base is open. Do you pitch to Santo? I think you're going to walk Santo and pitch to the elder Ernie Banks. He's got the lesser average, and they're just going to take their chances this way. Bases loaded and hope they don't walk in a run. He only walked 5 batters in 53 innings, so very little chance. In fact, this is the only cell that he has to walk somebody is right here. So here and here. He's got 2 cells to walk Ernie Banks, possibly. But we'll see. Bases loaded, 2 outs. 3 are in. We're tied at 3 here in the top of the 8th. Horner trying to finish it off and get out of this thing for Gibson to take him off the hook. Horner 6-3, range play. Ernie Banks 6-2, fly to left, so it's a range on Lou Brock. He is a 4. And he gets it. So Lou Brock makes the running catch, and the inning is over. Joe Horner gets Bob Gibson out of that mess. Cubs send 9 to the plate, but only 3 score. They leave them loaded. That could come back to haunt them. And we go to the bottom of the 8th, tied at 3. We'll need a new pitcher for the Cubs because they pinch hit for Nye. So let's see what they're going to do here in the bottom of the 8th. They will go to Ted Abernathy, a right-hander. This time I am verifying he is right-handed. So Ted, whoops, wrong side. Ted Abernathy is on. He will face Torrey, McCarver, and Shannon here in the bottom of the 8th, tied at 3. Abernathy 1-6. That's a wild, which means it's just a ball. Try again. 1-3 strikeout chance, and he strikes out Joe Torrey. 1 away. That will send up McCarver. Abernathy 6-2 strikeout chance. 20 is way too high. McCarver gets to swing. 3-1. Star line 3 is a ground ball to short. 2 up and 2 down. Might be going to the 9th, tied at 3. Another exciting inside pitch game. 5-1 is a walk, and that will be a 2-out walk to Shannon. And now, let's see, with the right-hander up there, Abernathy, they're going to pull Byron Brown and bring in Veda Pinson to pinch hit. They will go with the lefty Veda Pinson, and he'll stay in the game to play right field as well. Hurts them a little bit on the defense, but they want the offense. He drops to a 2, 1, and a 0. But he's a better hitter than Byron Brown, so they're going to hope he can get some offense going. We'll roll the strap because of a chance of a balk. But there is no balk. So Veda Pinson. Abernathy to Pinson, 5-6. Against a left-hander, that's a walk plus, and he will walk him. I'm sorry, he will not walk him because that's only a 6. -2 is a 4, plus is 14. That's a 19, so no walk. So Veda Pinson has got to earn it. 4-4, and he does not. He grounds it to Ernie Banks to end the inning. So nothing doing there for the Cardinals. Pinson will take over in right field. We go to the top of the 9th, tied at 3. Joe Horner back out. Horner, let's see, he faced, who did he come in? He came in and faced Billy Williams. So he has faced 3 batters. He can face 5. Let's see, Jimmy Hall is going to be pinch hit for because of the lefty being in there. They're going to bring in the right-hander Don Young to pinch hit, and he will stay in the game to play center field. He's a better defensive player as well. So Don Young will take over for Jimmy Hall. And the Cardinal bullpen has also got activity down there. And we'll check on that in just a second. Young is 3, 7, and a 0 when he comes in and plays center field in the 9th. But right now his job is to get on base as the leadoff hitter in this one. And the Cardinals have Dave Justy in the bullpen, just in case Horner runs into trouble. Got Dave Justy, right-hander. Right now it's Don Young. Horner to Young, 5-6. Against a right-hander, that's an automatic out. So Horner was able to get the righty out, no problem, fly to left. So that didn't work out too well for Leo. Mr. DeRocha playing the percentages, but that time it backfired. Here's Jim Hickman. 1-3, ballpark card. We're going to Busch Stadium. 3-2, that's a fly to right field, 2 down. And it's going to be Randy Hundley, the batter. 4-1, and again, against a right-hander, it gets the star line. So Horner effective against those righties, and that's going to be a fly to center. We go to the bottom of the ninth, tied at 3. Cardinals blew a 3-0 lead, but can they win it and walk it off and save face and put the hurting on the Cubs, as the Mets are definitely looking on. Maxwell is going to lead off. At least he's scheduled to lead off. He's a terrible hitter. Let's see. The Horner is set to bat second, so he will definitely be coming out. And Justy would be the new pitcher going into the 10th if it gets that far. Let's see what they got on the bench to hit. They don't have a whole lot. I mean, most of their pinch hitters are around the 200 mark. 220, 290. Let's see, Ricketts is 273. He's the only one that's halfway decent. Everybody else is around 220 or less. But they're still better than, well, you know, they're going to leave Maxwell in there. And they're going to go to, well, let's see. Let's see what if Maxwell gets on, they may just have him, somebody come up to bunt. So we'll see. Maxwell, Abernathy to Maxwell. Don't want to jump the gun with a pinch hitter yet. 4-5. 4-5 is a strikeout chance. That's a 9. Not enough. He's only an 8. -1 from the stadium makes him a 7. So Maxwell gets the swing, 4-2, but it's going to ground it to second. 1 away. And now we need a pinch hitter for the pitcher, and they're going to go to the switch hitting backup catcher, Dave Ricketts, because he hits 273. So they will go to Dave Ricketts. See what he can do. He has no power, though. 3-6 is a strikeout chance. 17, though, is too much. Go to Ricketts. 5-4. Ground ball to short, and there's 2 away. So Ricketts is done. Looks like we're going to extra innings, unless Lou Brock does something magically here. 2-4, and he's not. That's an automatic out against a lefty. Abernathy gets the out with a ground ball to first. Banks steps on the bag, says, let's play extra innings, and that's what we got. Again, another extra inning game. Is there any surprise that we have an extra inning game here in the 69 inside pitch replay? Seems like every game is either a nip and tuck tight game, or even worse, or better, it goes to extra innings. So Dave Justy will be the new pitcher for the Cardinals. Dave Justy. And he'll be facing a pinch hitter for the pitcher, Abernathy, because Abernathy is set to lead off. So he will be pinch hit for, and they got to find a pinch hitter. Somebody that's, well, all their pinch hitters are terrible. So they will go to Oscar Gamble. He's got the best average at 225. But you know what? He has no power. So we're going to go with Al Spangler. He's got a little bit better power. Plus he had more at-bats. So we're going to go with Al Spangler to pinch hit, to lead off this inning. The top of the 10th. Al Spangler will lead it off against Justy. 6-4. And against a right-hander, it's a home run chance, but against a lefty, it's blank. 1-3, flies to center. And Spangler is out of there. Top of the order. Don Kessinger. Justy, 3-2. Strikeout chance 18 is too much. 6-5, that's a ground ball to second. 2 down, and that will send us to Glenn Beckert. 4-4, that is a strike. I'm sorry, that is a ballpark card. I was looking at 3-4. 4-4 is the ballpark, going to Busch Stadium for Beckert. 2-2, flies to left. It's going to end the inning. So we're going now to the bottom of the 10th. Let's split this up into a 10 and an 11 in case we need to go to the 11th inning. So we do need to go to the bottom of the 10th, and that means the Cubs need a new pitcher as they pinch hit for Mr. Abernathy with Spangler. So now we need a new pitcher for the Cubs. See who they might be looking to go to. They're going to go to, let's see, they got Flood, Javier, and Torrey, 3 right-handed hitters coming up for the Cardinals. So it makes sense to go to a right-hander out of the pen. And it looks like they're going to be looking at, oh, let's see, who do they have here? Well, Phil Regan is their closer. Do they really want to use Phil Regan? They may not want to. They're going to go to Jim Colburn. They want to save Regan for if they get a lead. So Jim Colburn had some good years with the Brewers late in later in his career, but right now he's just starting out with the Cubs, 15 inning pitched, 1-0 with a 3 ERA and no saves. So Jim Colburn is on, and he's just in there just to try to get it to the 11th. That's his only job. And he's got to deal with the heart of the order, Flood, Javier, and Torrey. Colburn, 1-3 is a blank. We go to Curt Flood, 5-1, question mark 9 against a right-hander. A 1-11 is a hit. That's a 9. That becomes a double. Curt Flood, leadoff double here in the bottom of the 10th. What, did you think there'd be a 1-2-3 10th inning in the 69 replay? I think not. So Javier is coming to the plate. Not much of a bunter, so we're going to eschew the bunt. Colburn does have a 1-11 balk rating, so you definitely have to watch out for that. But there's no 20 there to worry about it. So Colburn to Javier, 5-5, strikeout chance. That's a 4. Struck him out, 1 away. Big strikeout there. And here's Joe Torre. Nothing on the strat. Colburn to Torre, 4-1 is a walk chance. And that will be enough because that's a 12, minus 2 is a 10, but that's a 9. So Torrey walks. Of course, his run doesn't mean anything. It does actually set up a force play for Tim McCarver. Now, do you bring in a lefty to face McCarver? No, they're actually going to... McCarver actually looks like he hits a little bit better in some cases against lefties, so we'll stick with Colburn. Make sure there's no balk, and there is not. Infield halfway, 1-4. That's an automatic out right there. 1-4, automatic out. Let's see what kind of... 5 out of the 6s are ground outs, potential double plays. That's a 5. It's a ground ball to third, and he has a +2 double play rating. So he's a 2. Halfway makes him a 3. Plus the 2 here makes him a 5. Pivot at second, Beckert is a 0. So a 1-5. Anything under the 6, it's an inning double play. And it is. So it's going to be a 5-4-3 around the horn. And we're going to the 11th inning, as Colburn got the double play he wanted. And now Justy back out to face Billy Williams. It'll be Billy Williams, Santo, and Banks here in the top of the 11th. 3-4. 3-4 is a strikeout chance, and Billy Williams is gone. 1 away for Ron Santo. 2-5. Strikeout chance again. That's a 7. And Santo, he's an 8, -1, but that 7's still good. Struck him out. 2 down. It's up to Ernie Banks. 4-1. That's a range play at Ernie Banks' card. 1-4. Ground ball to third. We're looking for the range of Shannon, who's only a 2. But he gets it. So Shannon makes the play. 5-3. So we go to the bottom of the 11th. Chance again for the Cardinals to possibly do something. We got Pinson. I'm sorry, we got Shannon, Pinson, and Maxwell due up against Colburn. Colburn has faced 4 batters. He can face 8, so he's still good to go. Facing Shannon, 6-4. That's a home run straight up, but that's an 18, so Shannon will not get the home run. He will not walk it off with a home run, but he will get the swing. 5-1, and he grounds it to third. 1 away as Santo flips over to Banks. 1 away. Here's Colburn to Pinson. 3-5. 3-5 is an automatic out. See what kind of an out we get. It's a 5. He's going to ground to third again. So 2 ground balls to third. 2 up, 2 down, and now we got the pitcher. I'm sorry, it should be Maxwell. I don't know how just he got in there. Should be Maxwell. I never pinch hit for Maxwell, so I don't know why I took him away from there. Should be Maxwell. I was thinking about pinch hitting for Maxwell, but I never did. So Maxwell's still in there, and with 2 outs and the bases clear, we're not going to pinch it for him now. 6-1, strikeout chance. He got him. So that ends the inning. We go to the 12th. Still 3-3. Now let's see how many batters Justy has faced. He has only faced 6 batters. He can face 8, and he is set to lead off next inning. So they're going to keep him in there, and he'll be facing Young, Hickman, and Hundley. And if anybody gets on, a pinch hitter for Colburn. So let's see how they want to play this. Top of the 12th. I'm going to need a separate page to keep score on, it looks like, because of the fact that the score sheet is running out of room. So let's get another little side piece of paper here so that I can keep track of what's going on. And let's see, Young is the batter. So we got Young, we got Hickman and Hundley. And this is the top of the 11th. All right, so let's see what happens. Justy to Young, 3-2, strikeout chance, he got him. So Young is out on strikes, one away. Brings up Hickman. Justy, 5-1, double question mark against a right-hander. 1-7 is a single, but 16 is out of range. Go to Hickman, 2-2, ground ball to third, 2 down. And that'll bring up Hundley. 6-6, strikeout chance, and he got him. So Justy, 3 shutout innings of relief. Stellar work for Dave Justy. Stellar work. And now we need a new pitcher for the Cubs, I think, or will he let Colburn continue? Colburn has faced 7 batters. He can face 8 before he gets tired. So he's right on the verge of being tired. So let's see how they want to play this. If they bring in a new pitcher, you're going to have to pitch him 1 inning and take him out because the pitcher spot is due up next, or else do a double switch, which if you look at the Cubs bench, you don't want to bring anybody in from their bench, I don't think. Boy, how do they play this? They will go to left-hander Hank Aguirre. And the first batter he's going to face is a pinch hitter for Justy. So we go to the bottom of the 11th with Aguirre now in the game. And the pinch hitter for the Cardinals. See what they got on the bench. It's any good. Best they have as far as average goes of the remaining players belongs to Phil Gagliano. He's a 227 here. It's not saying much, but it's the best they have on the bench. So I'm going with it. Plus he's right-handed. So Gagliano is on to pinch hit here in the bottom of the 11th. Gagliano. Pinch hitter. Aguirre, 1-1. Double question mark against a right-hander. 1-3 is a single. That's a 3. Gagliano leads off with a single. So Gagliano, a pinch hit single. He has no attempt rating as far as a steal goes. Let's see if they want to bring in a pinch runner. Davalillo, they're going to bring in Vic Davalillo as a pinch runner. So Vic Davalillo is your pinch runner. Davalillo, pinch running. He does have a base run rating of 4, whereas Gagliano was only a 3. But more importantly, he's got an attempt of 2 and a stolen base of 16. So he's going to try to get the jump. He does not. But he will be on first base. And here is Lou Brock. Surprisingly, Brock is not a very good sacrifice bunter, so we're going to have him swing away. 1-1. Double question mark against a lefty. 1-6 is a star line, but he's going to miss that with the 10, so Brock gets to swing away. Brock 3-6, a single to left field. So all of a sudden now 2 hits in a row to get to left field on a single to get from first to third on a single to left. You lose 2 on the base running rating. That would make Davalillo a 2. Left fielder arm, Billy Williams is a -1, makes him a 1. So I don't know if you really want to try to go there because he could get thrown out. You don't want to make the lead out at third base. That would not be smart at all. So they're going to hold him at second base. Davalillo will hold up. And now Curt Flood's up there in a perfect bunt situation. He is a 4-rated bunter. So they're going to have him bunt. Let's see what Aguirre does first. Aguirre could strike him out. That is a 1-5, so it is a strikeout chance, but he will not strike out, so Flood will bunt. He's a 4, bunter becomes a 3. 3 and a 16. However, they get the lead runner. Lead runner's thrown out. So they get Davalillo on the out. Red die is a 1, means it went to the pitcher. So Aguirre up off the mound, throws to third. Santo stretches and catches that ball before the sliding Davalillo can get there. And it's going to turn into a fielder's choice bunt for Curt Flood. So that puts runners on first and second still. But now there are 1 out. Or there is 1 out. And let's see, can Lou Brock try to steal third base? Do you want him to try to do that? He's got an attempt of 8. Let's see if anything happens. 7, but the 8 gets cut in half down to a 4 when it's trying to steal third, so there's no chance there at all. But that brings up Julian Javier with runners at first and second and 1 out. Aguirre to Javier. 4-6 is a blank. We go to Javier. 1-3. That's a ground ball to short. Could be a double play. He's a 2. Subtract 1 for Aguirre makes him a 1, but they were halfway, makes him back to a 2. And that's a 3, so he will not get the double play. And Flood will beat the throw, so his only play will be to first. So Javier is out of there on the potential double play, but won't get it. That'll move both runners to second and third now with 2 down for Joe Torre. Now the question is, if you're the Cubs, do you pitch to Torre or do you pitch to McCarver? Well, Torre is the better hitter as far as the average goes, so they're going to intentionally walk Torre to load the bases and take their chances with McCarver lefty on lefty. Aguirre can face 5 batters. He is now up to number, I believe it's the 7 batter, so he is tired. So the fatigue rolls will come into play. We shall see. 2-1. It's a star line against the lefty, so the strategy worked to perfection. They got the lefty on lefty matchup they wanted, and they got the automatic out they wanted. So we are going to a 12th inning. That's a forced ground ball to first to end the inning. We are going to the top of the 12th, still tied at 3. And we need a new pitcher for the Cardinals, as they had pinch hit for Justy. And we need a pinch hitter for the Cubs because leading off the inning is Aguirre. So we got several changes that need to take place. Let's see how the Cardinals want to play this. They're going to go to somebody a little bit more length, Ray Washburn. He is not scheduled to start anytime soon, so he will be in to pitch. Ray Washburn, right-hander. And now the Cubs will send up Oscar Gamble to pinch hit for the pitcher. So Oscar Gamble will be coming up to pinch hit against Washburn. As we get everything set now, is there going to be a double switch because Washburn is set to bat pretty closely here? So actually, it's going to be a double switch. We're going to take Torre out at first base, put Washburn in the cleanup position, actually. So Washburn's going to be in the cleanup position. And we're going to put Bill White at first base, batting 9th, so that we can get some innings out of Washburn. So let's see, Bill White, let's bring him on. First baseman, he's a 3 with a 0, and he will bat 9th, which means in the game he will bat 4th next inning. That allows them to keep Washburn in the game, and now Torre is sitting out the rest of this one. And now we got Gamble, the pinch hitter, so now that all those logistical things are taken care of, we can start at the top of the 12th, tied at 3. Washburn to Gamble, 6-6 range play at Busch Stadium. That's a 3-5, and that's a ground ball to short. The range of Maxfield is a 4. That's why we didn't take him out, because he's a good defensive shortstop. Range of a 4. And he gets it. So, and actually, since that was a 2, most shortstop would have got that, but you never know that. That's why you always want to put your best guy out there. All right, so 1 away, and we flip the order over to Don Kessinger. Kessinger, a 2-5. Washburn's not tired, so we keep going. Kessinger, 6-1, star 3 is a ground ball to third. Ground ball to third for out number 2, and that's going to send up Glenn Beckert with 2 outs and the bases empty here in the top of the 12th. 2-2, that's a strikeout plus against the right-hander, so Beckert is out of there. And we go to the bottom of the 12th, and we'll need a new pitcher for the Cubs in the bottom of the 12th to face Shannon, Pinson, and Maxfield. And the Cubs slowly running out of available pitchers as they have used a bunch. They have Don Notabert, but he's terrible. Don't really want to use him. I don't think we can save Regan anymore. Phil Regan. I don't think we can save him anymore. I think he's going to have to come in. They just don't have any other options at this point that I can see. I don't see any possible way. Yeah, I just don't see anybody else. Notabert's the only other guy they can bring in, and he's got an ERA of 7. So I really don't think they want to take the chance with that. So Phil Regan will be coming in to pitch. I know he's the closer. It's not a save situation, but he's going to try to keep it the same score and let them go to the 13th and see what they can do in the 13th. So Phil Regan is your new pitcher. And he'll be facing Shannon, followed by Pinson and Maxville. In the bottom of the 12th, tied at 3. Regan a 3-5, and that's the ballpark card. We're going right to Busch Stadium for Shannon's at bat. 6-2, question mark 7. That's a 10, which means that's a double right there. A double. 6-13 is your double. So Mike Shannon doubles to lead off the bottom of the 12th against the closer, Phil Regan. There will be a strat roll because he does have a pickoff, but no pickoff. So here's Veda Pinson. Now, they could walk Pinson because his run doesn't mean anything, and it would set up a double play. And that's what they're going to do. They're going to walk Veda Pinson intentionally because his run doesn't matter. And they'll go after Maxville, although Maxville is a good bunter. He's a 4 for a bunter. So they're going to have him bunt. Let's see if Regan can strike him out. 3-6, double question mark against a right-hander. That would be a base hit. But I think if you're declaring a bunt, that you're going to bunt. So that's going to take that away. It's not going to, it would have gotten a hit, but he's going to bunt instead. So he is a 4 bunter, becomes a 3 bunter. 3 and a 13 is foul. So it's fouled off. Redo attempt on a foul off. So we'll try again. That's a 3, so that time it's a good bunt. It goes to the first baseman. Sacrifice hit by Maxville as Banks will tag him out unassisted. That puts runners now at second and third with 1 out. And Bill White came in on that double switch. He's got a chance to be the hero. They're not going to intentionally walk White because you got Brock and Flood behind him, so they're going to have to bring the infield in. We'll check for a pickoff. Nothing happening. Regan to White, 1-1, hit by pitch, but he's got a 0 there. So here's Bill White. 6-5, ground ball to second. The infield is in. Shannon, the runner at second, has a 3 base running rating, but with the infield in, he drops to a 1. So they're going to have to hold him there and hope that Lou Brock can bring the run home. So Lou Brock will be up. Now, first base is open. If you don't want to pitch to Brock, you can pitch to Flood, so pick your poison there. Although Flood has been incredible. Double here, single, single, double, whereas Brock hasn't done as much. So do you go with the percentages lefty-righty, or do you go for the guy who's been hot? So I think they're going to go ahead and pitch to Brock. Nothing on the strat roll. It's really pick your poison time. But if you walk Brock, then a walk could force in a run and end the game that way. So darn if you do and darn if you don't, I suppose. 6-5, strikeout chance. That's a 15. Too much. Brock gets to swing. 1-1, Starline 1. And a Starline 1 is a ground ball to second that ends the inning. So it worked. The intentional walk worked. We go to the top of the 13th. And Ray Washburn back out to face Billy Williams to start the top of the 13th. It'll be Williams, Santo, and Banks as the game continues. 1-4 is a blank. We go to Williams. 3-3. That's a fly to center. 1 down. And that'll bring up Ron Santo, followed by Ernie Banks. I think 13 is the longest I've had an inside pitch so far as innings go. Washburn, 3-4, strikeout chance, 8. Will get him. No, he won't, because it's a -1 from the stadium. So Santo got saved by Busch Stadium. He gets to swing. 4-4, Starline 6, it won't matter. He flies to left. So he's out anyway. Here's Ernie Banks. 4-5. Walk plus chance, 11. That will be a base on balls to Ernie Banks. So Banks is aboard. He has no attempt. We'll roll for a possible pickoff. Nothing happening. Now Don Young, who's in there because he came in to pinch hit for the previous center fielder, Jimmy Hall. So he is on, and I dropped my D20 somewhere. There it is, way over here. Okay, the cord got in the way. Sorry about that. All right, Don Young stepping to the plate with 2 outs and a runner at first. Strat roll, nothing happening. Washburn to Young, 4-3. Range play, we're going to Young's card. 4-5. Ground ball to third, but it's a range check on Shannon. He's only a 2. And he can't get to it. Will it be a double? It will not. It'll be a single. So single past third. Banks will go to second base. So runners are at first and second with 2 down for Jim Hickman. And the Cubs have a chance with a base hit to possibly take the lead. Washburn 1-4 blank. We go to Hickman. 3-5. And that's a single past third. Single past third. Will Banks be able to score? On an S5 to score from second, you need a base running rating of 5. He cannot. It's going to load the bases. Bases are loaded. It's Hickman, an infield single. Knocked down around third base, but everybody's safe. Bases are loaded for Randy Hundley. Randy Hundley is up. Bases loaded. Washburn, I believe, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep, he is now tired because that was his 8th batter. He's now facing his 9th batter, so fatigue will play a part in this, potentially. 4-2. Strikeout chance, he got him. I didn't roll Strat because the bases were loaded. We're not going to pick anybody off that way. It's a strikeout of Hundley. And we go to the bottom of the 13th. As neither team wants to give an inch. Bottom of the 13th we go. Here's Phil Regan back out. He'll be facing Flood, Javier, and a pinch hitter because it took Torrey out. So Washburn is actually on deck. So we're going to have to remove Washburn for a pinch hitter when the time comes. And that'll come very shortly, obviously, because it's the 3rd batter. Let's see who the pinch hitter would be. Who have they not used yet? They haven't used LaRon Lee. They haven't used Joe Haig. A couple of lefties. Steve Hunts. They're going to go to Joe Haig, even though he's only a 170 hitter. He does have a little bit of pop. So they're going to go to Haig. It'll be Flood, Javier, and Haig, the pinch hitter. So Joe Haig will pinch hit. But right now, it's Regan to Flood. And Flood, 4-1 is a possible error on a grounder. Go to Flood. 3-3, ground ball to short. That's a 10. Shortstop error rating. Kessinger is only a 6, so it'll be a good play. Flood is out of there, 6-3. 1 down for Javier. Javier 1-1, hit by pitch, but not going to happen. Go to Javier. 4-3, he's going to single. So Javier will get the single. It's a 1-out single. He does have an attempt of 2. Nothing happening. And now the pinch hitter, Joe Haig, is up. Try to get something done, if possible. Regan, 5-3, potential walk. That's a 1, so they will walk Joe Haig. That puts runners at first and second. And now let's check the batter's face from Regan. He can face 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep, he is now fatigued. So, but they really have nobody else to go to, so they're going to stick with Regan and take their chances with McCarver. Coming up, 2 on and 1 out. Javier at second base. Base run rating of 4, so really good speed there. He could definitely score on a base hit. Roll for pickoff. Nothing happening. Regan to McCarver, 5-4. 5-4, automatic out against a lefty. See what the out is. It's a 2, ground ball to second. They were halfway. This 2 becomes a 3. Shortstop pivot. Kessinger is a 0, so it stays a 3. 1-3 is a double play. It's a 6. Runners are going to advance. So McCarver grounds it to second base, but both runners advance to second and third. So we got runners at second and third with 2 down. First base is open. Shannon is the batter, but I don't think you walk Shannon to get to Pinson, so they're going to go ahead and take their chances with Shannon. Reagan again is fatigued. 6-4. Possible error on a throw. Shannon, 5-5. Single to center field, and that may score the run anyway. That is going to score the run because they were already at second and third, so there's no worry about an error. But Mike Shannon, RBI single for Mike Shannon, and the Cardinals win it with a run in the bottom of the 13th. They win it 4-3 rather. In a while, when Mike Shannon being mobbed at the plate, and the team that's also happy about that is the Mets, because the Cubs now are a half game back as the Cardinals get the victory. And they're still too far behind. They're still like 7 or 8 games out, are the Cardinals, so I'm not really keeping track of them anymore. They're pretty much have been eliminated. But they are certainly making their presence felt here in this replay against the Cubs and tomorrow against the Mets. So Cubs fought back valiantly to tie the game and send it to extra innings, but then lose it in the extra frame by the score of 4-3. And we'll be ready now for the ticker to get that going and see what is going to come up next. Next game, again, is going to be still at Busch Stadium. We're not going to go anywhere. It'll be Busch Stadium. It'll be, the opponents will be the Mets. It'll be Gary Gentry against Steve Carlton. So now it's ticker time. So we go to the ticker and we write in the St. Louis 4-3 victory in 13 innings. And we bring in the fast action cards. And the first game on the docket, Houston and Atlanta. Houston will need a 2-6 or a 12 to beat Atlanta. So let's see what we get. Houston gets a 4. I have to make sure these cards are so thick. I was making sure I was grabbing 1, and I did. That's a 4, so Houston's going to get the win, 2-1. And again, Atlanta taking a tough loss, not helping their cause at all. Atlanta now drops to 78-67. And the Cubs are 87-59 with their loss. So now let's see what San Diego and LA does. San Diego needs 2-5. They get it. They beat LA 8-0. So that definitely puts a dinger on LA. They're now 80-67. So they may be falling back on hard times. Pittsburgh and New York, a big game here. If Pittsburgh wins, the Mets are still tied with the Cubs. If the Mets win, they take a game lead. 2-6 or an 11 for the Pirates. That's a 10. That means it belongs to the Mets, 8-6. And the Mets now have a 1-game lead in the Eastern Division. They are 88-59. Cubs are 87. I'm sorry, they're 88-58. Cubs are 87-59. So now, and the Pirates with that Pirates beating the Mets, they stay 6. They stay. I'm sorry, the Pirates. I'm looking at the wrong screen. I was looking at this game. I'm sorry, over here. Pirates losing to the Mets. They dropped to 7.5 back. So I'm going to go ahead and take them off of there. I think it's 7.5 back now. They're not in it anymore. So in the East, just 2-team race to worry about. Last game is Cincinnati and San Francisco. A big game for first place. 4-7 or 12 for Cincinnati. That's a 3. That means the Giants win it 3-0. And they increase their lead to a 1.5 over the Reds. They're now 83-63. So let's bring in the updated standings, or at least I'll write them in real quick. Just over here. And we have New York is now at 88-58. And they have a game lead on Chicago. Chicago, who is 87-59. So there's your. It's the only teams I'm worried about in the NL East. Everybody else is too far back. In the West, we have San Francisco now turning in at 83-63. Cincinnati, with their loss, drops to 80-63. And they now become a 1.5 back. LA losing to San Diego. That didn't help their cause at all. They are now 80 and 67, and they are 3.5 back. And Atlanta losing to Houston, that didn't help them either. They are now 78 and 67, and they are now 4.5 back. So there are your races right there in the pennant race, and this is through 9/14. So about 2 more weeks to go, and that's where we stand. Next game in the replay is going to be, again, we just finished this one. So now we're at the Mets and the Cardinals. Gentry against Carlton. That will be the next game on the schedule. Like I said, the Cardinals are not in the pennant race, but they certainly can affect it by their play. So a wild one here. The score sheet is just too messy to even deal with. 13 innings. I think it's the longest game I've had in Inside Pitch. So this video has gone 1 hour and 15 minutes or so. That's more than enough that I care for. So hope you enjoyed that presentation of Inside Pitch 1969 style. And until next time, enjoy playing whatever game you choose to play, however you choose to play it. And I will see you all down the road.